The tit, the most unassuming of bird species. The tit is from a large family of small passerine birds which mainly occur in the northern hemisphere. Members of this family are commonly referred to as tits throughout much of the English-speaking world. These birds are mainly small, stocky, woodland species. Some have crests or beards. Just like another animal, the Alba commune pine, they range from 4 to 8 inches. Many species live around human habitation and come readily for nuts or seed, and learn to take other foods. This message was presented by the DeWeather Institute for Climate Knowledge. The DeWeather Cares Knights Tits Kickball Tournament is coming this October and benefits 4 cancer-related charities. See DeWeather Center on Facebook for more information.
And good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Highside Hustle right here on the National Racing Network. We are back for a second week in a row with great racing content, talk, whatever the hell you want to call it. Bert, Wojcik, Adam Rubright, executive producer, Chris Graham with you here. And boys, it was a hot, steamy weekend. We got a lot more racing
Don't
than
ever
what
say
I thought
that
we
again.
would this weekend. Hot, steamy. I could have said moist. Could have said that.
Oh,
it was
gosh.
moist on Sunday.
Well, there goes the viewers.
Yep, there goes our viewers. We just hemorrhaged them tonight. So this will probably be the last Highside Hustle we ever do anyway. So, but tonight we have a great guest with us here tonight. He picked up the win at the Lernerville Speedway this past weekend, and also he's in the fight for the Lernerville Track Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, Brandon Maz is with us. Brandon, how you doing, my man? Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while, buddy.
I know. Couldn't be better.
Man, I tell you what, you guys are having a great season to start or out there at Lernerville here. I should say you're starting off the season, but we're almost done the season. You got, 3 or 4 races left at Lernerville yet for the track championship in your head. Points over AJ Flick, and that's a tall task there because AJ's been very good there. But you picked up the win Friday night. Congratulations, man. What's it feel like to be another winner out there at Lernerville?
We've been pretty good all year. I couldn't be happier. It's probably my best year yet. We've had the speed, just we're finally having things go our way, and that's hard in this game. You got to have a lot of things go your way. Just mainly, around here we pill draw race, and it's hard to points race with that. And I'm not good at pulling pills. I start in the back of the heat race all the time, and you got to race your way into the redraw spot, which I like doing. It's fun, but lately we've been getting good redraws for the feature, and that helps a lot. You got to start up front with these guys, and just the way sprint car racing is right now, starting up front helps. You don't see a lot of guys come from 15th and win every night, so that's about it.
Yeah, it definitely is very hard to come from middle of the pack. And do you think a lot of that is with the rules package we have right now? And it's kind of just changing up the air a lot on these cars here, especially with the way the wings are.
Yeah.
I hear all the time people say about between dish wings and flat wings. What's on this right now?
I mean, I grew up with a nostalgic racing family. I heard about how it was 50 years ago. And back then, guys built their cars themselves. Everyone had something different, where nowadays everybody has badass stuff. Like, anybody can go buy the best of everything. And I think that has a lot to do with it too. The tires and wings, and I don't think that helps matters, but I just think, the direction sprint car racing is going right now, I don't know. 10 years ago, if you asked me that, I would have said, we're screwed. But I feel like it's taken off again the last, 3-4 years. And I'm happy to see that. We're on TV and just stuff like that. I mean, I'm a fan of the sport, and that's what it's all about.
For sure, the sport in general is going above and beyond what I ever anticipated it would be, and it's so cool to see. But give us an insight on to how you got into racing and how you ended up running 410s at Lernerville.
Well, my great-grandfather owned midgets and sprint cars. My grandfather raced his whole life. He just passed away in January. My dad still races, and now I started racing. This is my 12th year in a 410, and I didn't really race anything before that. I'm 27 now, but my first full year I was 14. So I was 16 for a few years at Lernerville. But yeah, I mean, I would call Lernerville my home track. We're there, mostly every Friday, unless, back a couple years ago, we would go to Mansfield or something. We'd miss a couple Fridays, but I don't know. It's probably our nicest track around here. I love racing there. I mean, I got a lot of family history there. I won my first race there. My dad's won there. My grandfather's won track championships there. And I think that's what's the coolest right now. I won the Tri-City Track Championship already, and my grandpa won several there. And I've never won a track championship ever. Like, I've run second 30 times, I think. And now we're in the process of hopefully going to win Lernerville, and that'd be super cool just because we lost him, 7 months ago or whatever it was. So I'm racing with him, in the back of my head, and I'm thinking of everything he would tell me I did wrong, so I don't do it before I do it. So that's all.
It's so weird on how stuff plays out that way. You can have something like that happen, but then you go into this unreal momentum throughout the rest of the season, and it just carries you. And it's funny how you say that. You're currently leading the Lernerville points, as I said, by 25 points over AJ Flick, and that's I said at the top of the show, that's going to be a strong deal to kind of hold off because AJ is so good out there. But the competition also, I think, is starting to step up in Lernerville too, especially in Western PA. Everyone always throws out there Central PA, the policy and all that, but the Western PA contention also with that West or Eastern Ohio guys, you guys are no slouches, man. You guys are really starting to pick up your game the last couple of years.
I completely agree. I've said that several times the past few years. There's 6 or 8 guys that can literally win every night around here. And, it never used to be that way. I felt like I could run top 5 easily every night. And everybody always said that, Western PA is the dump for the area or whatever. But, payoff-wise, it probably is. We don't get paid what we should, but we're working on that. Lernerville's up their purse a little bit. Tri-City pays really good money for Sunday nights, and I wish they got more support than they do, but, it'll get there, hopefully. But we've been racing 3 nights every weekend this year, and, you might get a little burnt out, but it makes us better racers, so I can't complain in that aspect. But yeah, even when guys, come out to Port Royal or something, I wish I could race Central PA weekly. I love it out there. That's where my heart's at. Mm-hmm. Like, I went to the National Open since I was, 8 years old every year. That's my race. I still go to that race. It's just, 3.5 hours to the Grove or Port or something for me. Owning a business, it's just my dad and I now, and we just can't do it. That's all. But whatever.
You brought up the point about the payoff in Central or in Western PA, and I love getting Western PA's guys kind of going on this topic because the more we talk about it, hopefully the more gets done about it. Why do you think it is so low out there? I mean, I know we're running for like $3,000 at the Grove on Friday nights out here, and Port Royal's got a good payoff here. Lincoln's got a good payoff too every weekend here, but Western PA, it just seems like they're so far behind on the times yet. But yet, it doesn't seem like they're catching up yet. When if they would, I think we could have a better card contingency going after each other, and maybe when the Western PA guys came into Central PA, it might give you guys a better shot then too.
You're 100% right. And like we said, it's picked up the last, say, 5 years.
Yeah.
You know, like the Michael Bowers, the AJ Flick, Carl Bowser. You know, they come out to Port Royal and they were really competitive. How many nights? Like I remember Carl Bowser starting on the front row of maybe an All-Star show or maybe the Tusky one year at Port Royal.
I think it was an
Like
All-Star show. I think I want to say it was All-Stars.
Yeah, in the '98 car. Like we're not bad drivers. We recognition that we should. I understand, but I don't really care. Whatever. If I can prove myself anywhere, and that's fine with me. I don't care. But yeah, the money.
Absolutely.
I don't know. You know, Lernerville, they use the 4 main division card. Whatever. Maybe it's true, but I think they could pay more money.
I think they could too, honestly.
I mean, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, the cost of racing is skyrocketing, especially now more than ever with the tire shortage. And I think I just saw it somewhere today that the price of Hoosiers were going up another $20 again or something like that. But you know, how cool was it this year for the group of people that put together that Western PA Speed Week?
Oh, that was awesome. Yeah, we needed that. We need that, you know, all the time. There's enough tracks around here that we could have a little series of some sort. And a guy tried to do it a couple years ago, Western PA Sprint Car Series or something. It folded, but you know, and it comes down to the money thing. You know, if they don't want to pay, you know, enough money, all band together, you know, run every other week or something, and you know, pay us the money we need, and we'll race different tracks. We don't care. Like make a little, you know, traveling series. It's all within an hour or two of each other. I think that would be doable. But the Western PA Speed Week was awesome. I mean, we got rained out the first 2 nights, but I don't care. Like it was awesome. We deserved that. And you know, Ryan Smith come in and cleaned our clocks. But I don't care. Like it was a good weekend. So I hope they do it again.
I hope so too, because you know it was good to see that, because there's so many people out here that bitch and moan and why don't they run into Lernerville? Why don't they go out west? Like I don't think a lot of people realize too is like, well, first of all, there's a problem with everyone having an opinion nowadays, but also like a lot like yourself, a lot of you guys and these guys out here have full-time jobs and they can't take off entire weeks. Like I would love to see, you know, a track like Lernerville or PPMS or Tri-City or Mercer get on the Speedway schedule, but it's not logistically feasible. I mean, sure, you get some of the Central PA guys to come out there, but not everyone that, you know, would run Speed Week. And same thing with the Western PA guys. They couldn't get out here for races like Grandview or, you know, Williams Grove or Hagerstown. You know, it'd be tough. It'd be very tough. And I don't think people saw that. But the Western PA Speed Week, man, that was a great thing to see. And I would like to, you're right. There's enough tracks out there that it could grow to a full week. Would you like to see that next year, possibly?
Oh yeah. I mean, anything positive for the sport or our area, I'm down for. We support racetracks. You know, that's what it's all about. You have to, or you won't have anywhere to race. So, I mean, around here, I can't believe that's even like a topic. You know, if the track's like struggling or something, because you go to Friday night at Lernerville. I mean, they pack the place. They put on a good show. It's an event, and that's what you have to be. I mean, you go to the Grove or Port Royal, every time I'm there, you know, I'm happy to be there. It's awesome. You know, they treat everybody right, and that's what you need. You got to be professional about it. I mean, you go to a Steelers game, you know, I'm a Steelers fan. Sorry, you guys are from a different area. But it's just
he's really going to hate me.
Right. Oh, yeah.
What's that?
Yeah,
I'm
you and
fan,
Adam.
So.
Yeah, you and Adam are gonna fight. Yeah, well, don't worry. I'm the other side. Well, you should know I'm the other side of the state, so I like my birds. But great,
whatever.
Here we go. Yeah, but you're right.
To each their own.
Yeah, you're exactly right, buddy. You're exactly right. To each their own. But hey, man, you know we're looking through here too. Is another track we talked about here is Tri-City, and they came back with a big time revamp this year here, and it's really cool to see, you know. And I believe you got a win out there this year.
Yeah, I've won there twice. I won the championship. So,
but
yeah,
I mean, what's it mean to bring that back?
They really. What's that?
What's it mean to bring that track back this year? Really, the way they have.
You know, they've done an awesome job. They've been open the last 2 seasons now, and he listens to us. That's the biggest thing. Like last year, they had a race in end of September, I think, just a 2-day show. And we actually had a makeup show the first night, but it was just one of them deals where you would run like your heat races the first night and then the feature the second night. Well, I mean, I get that's a moneymaker for the track, but you're not going to get cars for that because, we're buying 2 pit passes and you're paying us once. We're not that dumb. We're dumb, but we're not that dumb. So we told him, like, have 2 full shows. And, here in 2 weeks, we're going there for a Saturday, Sunday, 2 full shows. And it's just little things like that that's going to keep us coming back. They've done a great job. A lot of the times they did have a rough track, but the next 4 weeks, it was not rough. Like, they had an all-star show there this year, and it was a train wreck. I was there. I raced on it, and it was a train wreck. But, the month after that, it was awesome. So I hate that it happened on an all-star night because I don't even know if they'll come back after that night. But it's not a bad racetrack. They paid the best money around here. It's up in the mountains, I guess you'd call it. They always get a good turnout, and I love going there. So I like to see any track come back. I hate to see any track close, period. But like I said, we got a lot of family history too there. So
Yeah, for sure. And all too many times in recent memory, tracks have been closed, and it's a shame because there's been a lot of really, really awesome racetracks that have closed. And if we don't work together from the media side of things to the drivers and the car owners and the actual track personnel, there's going to be a lot more that are going to end up going away with the wind.
Yeah, it's just with today's world, people would rather sit on their asses and, text or whatever they do nowadays. I'm pretty old school, but I had a PlayStation 2 when I was little. I played the 2002 World of Outlaw game, but that's the newest gaming console I ever had. So it's easier for people, to sit there and, watch it on TV or something. But until if nobody's been to a dirt track race, I have customers that come in here daily. I'm like, come to Lernerville Friday. You would enjoy it. Trust me. And a lot of times they do. You just get new people to the racetrack. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's what you have to do, and it's cool to see you promote the way you do, and help out, with your business too, and it gets people in there because as Adam said, we all need to work together here in order if we're going to survive here. Because right now, I mean, the world we're in, it is such a shithole, and it's going downhill pretty fast, and if we don't keep sticking together and working together, man, we may not be racing in 10 years, but I mean, as long as there are people like you guys fighting and have a chance here, like I said, to kind of live a dream, go get the championship, and hopefully that happens for you. But what else is on the schedule for this year? Are we going to be seeing you in Central PA anymore this year? Are we going to be seeing you up at Port? Are we going to see you down at the Grove at all? What's the plan for the rest of the year then after Lernerville?
I'm kind of like I'm not a planner, so I mean, it's definitely crossed my mind to try and get out there, by the end of the year. But I don't know. I'm always at the National Open, normally in turn 3 outside the fence with these in my hand. But
No, never.
I don't know what else is really left that I could hit, even at Port or something. Tri-City has that 2-day show. That's going to take up a whole weekend for me. We got the Outlaw show at Lernerville. We have a race at Lernerville this Friday. It's not a points night. It's a 3,500 to win special. I expect maybe we'll get some cars for that. I hope so. I love seeing good fields.
So.
But we got, I think, one left at Sharon, maybe one at Pittsburgh. I mean, it's dwindling down for sure. I mean, we're going to try and get as much in as we can. I love coming to Central PA, like I said, but I'm not going to make any promises. I hope I can get out there soon. So,
buddy, we hope we get you out here. Well, hey, we'll let you get going here. Go enjoy some more lattes here. But thanks for coming in. I know we put it out to the fans, and people they came out saying they want you on the show, and I'm like, you know what, that'd be a hell of a guest here, and I'm glad we got you on here. But before we let you go, man, who do you got to thank for all your success this year? And what's that?
We kept it PG-13. That's a good thing.
We do, and normally it gets a little wild out here.
It usually doesn't around us.
Yeah, no, it's very rare.
Mainly my parents, my dad he still races, and it's a lot
Mhm.
for just us too. We don't have really much help, physical help. But it's him and I in the shop, prepping the cars. If I can find somebody to push us onto the track, that's great. But like George Frederick, Economy Landscaping, they come on board this year, and he lent me an engine to use, and it's the HP engine, and that thing ripped. I won 2 races with it right off the bat this year, and I'll be getting that one back soon, hopefully. And then if we can finish the year with that engine, I think we'll be good shape. Soapsack Electric, Miller Masonry, McBride Farms. There's so many. McClymonds Supply and Transit. I mean, we got 2 cars full of sponsors. I can't always remember my dad's sponsors, but Young Funeral Home. It's a small army of people that make something like this work. So I thank you all. I feel like shit if I don't remember somebody. Kitchen Galleria, he came on board this year too. He likes to drink beer, so that's good.
Oh, that's a good way. That's a good remembrance thing there.
Yeah, it's even better.
It's even better. Absolutely. Well, hey, buddy, enjoy the rest of your night. Thanks a lot. Best of luck to your rest of the year. And I'm sure we'll be having a beer with you on the hill at the Natty Open, buddy. Take care, man. Good talking to you, buddy.
All right. See ya.
All right. See you, buddy. Take care. There he goes. Brandon Mattis on his way out of here on the Highside Hustle. And that was fun. That was a good interview. Brandon is, I got to talk to him and his dad a lot when I was working up north. And, they're good guys. They're really good guys. And the Western PA contingent, they need the loving. I mean, I know we're trying to talk about everything out here on this show, but the Western PA guys can be just as good, if not, some of them can be better than what the Central PA guys are. It's just that the problem is you got 2 different styles of tracks going at each other. You have guys that are better at Lernerville, but not better at Port Royal, and vice versa, so it can be very, very tricky here, but there are a lot of good talent out there. Like I said, you got Brandon, you got AJ, you got Cy Lynch, you got Carl Bowser. There's 4 or 6 guys out there that can go out there and win every Friday night at Lernerville. And then you also have other guys, Dan Shetler, he's another guy that can go out there and get a win every now and then. And then you can go into Western or Eastern Ohio too. They can go in there, run Sharon very well. They can run PPMS very well, Tri-City, Mercer, all those tracks out there. And then, then you get some really good racing with the places out there in Ohio too, like Fremont and Attica, a lot of the stuff that's, kind of cross over there. So it's a good contingency out there, Adam.
Yeah, absolutely. Every time I've gone out to that side of the state, I've absolutely enjoyed the ever-loving heck out of it. I mean, PPMS looks kind of like a shithole, but the racing was fantastic.
Yes.
I went out there on a whim a couple of years ago when everything around here was just rained out. And I'm like, the heck, let's go for a road trip, and ended up at PPMS for an all-star show. We've been to Lernerville. I think Lernerville is a fantastic facility.
Yes.
They were very accommodating to us, especially last minute. I think I messaged Gary on like a Thursday and said, hey, do you mind if we come out and do some photo shooting? He's like, yeah, that's fine. And then, of course, the race is Friday. So I enjoy getting out there. Oh, yeah, it was a Saturday night. But I enjoy getting out to that side of the state. I think we need to get out to more shows out there, but 4.5 hour drive across Pennsylvania.
Yeah. And
sometimes it's a little rough.
That's the thing I try and beat into people's heads whenever they bring up the whole debate about Lernerville and Mercer and Tri-City and all them tracks going on the Speedway schedule is that, it's, for us, it's a 4-hour drive, and it's still another 3 hours from Central PA, especially in some of those rigs, it could be 4 hours. But still, that's a hike, and I always say these guys, they can't get off work, and I would love to see Lernerville be on the Speedway schedule. I think it could provide some great racing, and I would love to see the Western PA guys come out here. But again, we're in a day and age where you have to work to survive. You can't go out there and guys have so much time off throughout the year unless you own your own business, and even then it's kind of hard to do that because you need to, with everything going on nowadays, you need all the money you can get.
Oh, absolutely, and it's tough, man. I mean, look how that road trip ended for us. We were dead ass tired by the end of it, but I'm sure, if they were to put Lernerville on the Speedway schedule, it would have to almost be at the very beginning or the very end, because not too many guys are going to want to make that trek out there and then have to drive all the way back. Or even if they set it up for like a Lernerville and then the following day Port Royal, because at least then you're only having maybe 3/4 of the distance to drive instead of the 4. So I don't know. It's a crapshoot any way you look at it. Nobody's ever going to be happy with the Pennsylvania Speed Week schedule. So, it hopefully next year they bring back the Western PA Speed Week. They add a date or two and pray for better weather. I mean, it's all you can really ask for.
He mentioned about Tri-City in our All-Star show, and I said I was talking with Kenny Bruce last night at Georgetown about their 410 show at Big Diamond. It's funny about that is I always say you need to have at least two races. You need to have, 2 years, schedule it 2 years in a row if you can. And I think the All-Star should try and come back for Tri-City. Try that again because, obviously weather played a factor in it. There's also, I think that was the one where they had a car go up in the fence there and they had to get that down and do some fence repair. So there's a lot that plays into it. So, but I always say that if you're going to do an event, you got to do it at least 2 years in a row and then make a decision after that. And then if you have shit weather again, exactly. Yeah,
you got to try it just to get the full spectrum of what you got going on,
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, well, so let's get into what we saw this past weekend here, and of course, thanks to all of our great sponsors for getting that to the Fredericksburg Eagle Hotel. They're fantastic food out there. Always, folks, get out there and check the Eagle out. Go ask for a purple Hooter shot too. Those are the best. Oh God, they're
what
deadly.
now?
They're very deadly. Purple Hooter. Brett Marks told us about it. We were at the Eagle, and they're now one of my favorite shots, along with their pickleback shot. And they used a good pickle juice in their pickleback shots.
Oof.
No, stop it.
Pickles.
Stop it. I know it's PTSD.
Nope.
PTSD.
Not even that. Vodka's good. Tequila, no. Mm-mm.
No. They do it at the Eagle with Jameson.
Oh,
it's pretty good. Very good.
Well, that's
very good.
A little more in
that not gonna
my speed.
Go up a couple notches there. I go up.
Yeah.
Boy. Well, when we get to the Eagle, we will have a pickleback shot. Also, thanks 34 Motorsports. You see, we have 34 Motorsports sticker going on down below there, and of course, Brandon, he was just on the Fredericksburg Eagle hotline there with us, and so let's talk about what we saw this past weekend here. And Adam and I, we were at the Grove on Friday night for the World of Outlaw Morton Building Late Model Series, and we saw two very good races. We'll start off with the 410s, where he's been winning everywhere, but it was kind of surprising that he did not have a 410 win at the Grove until this past Friday night. Anthony Macri finally goes out there and gets his first 410 win at the Grove, and it could not come at a better time, I think, Adam.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and for a second there, I thought Lance was going to get him from 13th. Yeah, if there was another caution, I don't think Anthony would have won that, because at that point, he knew what he was working, or what Lance knew what he was working with in front of him after that late race caution there, and I think that could have turned out a different way had there been another caution and Lance got another shot at it.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, it could have been a whole different race if Lance would have got in there yellow. But I really thought Landon Myers, I thought he had a good start to that race too, along with Dylan Norris. I thought they had a good shot, but then Macri it was just kind of his night finally. Everything fell into place there, and good on Anthony, and Lance pretty much locked up the Grove track title on Friday night, because with Freddie ballparking it, and thank God Freddie's all right, and sounds like he's gonna be.
That was a scary situation.
Yes, very. And I did not expect him to go out over the way he did, but I think it's soon time for the Grove to start looking into, hey, we need a cat finch in 1 and 2, because
it'll never happen.
I think 3 cars this year. I know, but still,
as much
still 3 cars
as much as I would,
this year.
As much as I would love to see it, I don't think it'll happen.
Yeah, well, you can be hopeful.
Sadly.
be hopeful about it. But hey, so good on Macri, and Lance is now has almost 800 or over an 800-point lead on Freddie. So that's pretty much a Grove. I believe his seventh Grove track title locked up.
Unless Lance just doesn't show up for the rest of the season, I think you can pretty well chalk that bad boy up to Lance at this point.
With a month left to go in points, I think it's kind of over there. But hey, good on Lance. That's kind of their goal. I wasn't expecting him to go for a track title, but
me either.
Big pot.
Hey, when in Rome, man.
When in Rome, you were right. And then, of course, the World Outlaw Morton Billy late model feature. That's kind of the reason we were out there at the Grove. And boy, if Kyle Larson wasn't there, I don't think that race would be as exciting as it was. That was very, very exciting until Kyle Larson got up on the top side there and got a clump of mud right through the hood.
Yeah, that looked awfully wicked, but I'd have to agree. The way the track was, and I'm not saying it was a bad track, but it also wasn't spectacular. But Larson did Larson things, and I honest to God didn't necessarily expect him to do what he did there because I don't know. I know he has a couple late model starts, but to go in and beat up on the World of Outlaw boys pretty handedly, definitely a statement. Said it right
he
there.
He did that on. Yeah, I mean, and we kind of looked at each other. All right, Larson, he's got to start back in what, sixth? I think fourth. It was, I think, with the redraw. I think he was in fourth or sixth. And
sixth.
Yeah. So he got the worst position in the redraw, and still made his way up to the front there by lap 5. And and the way he blew around Shepard too, that blew me away because I thought Brandon Shepard's gonna be something or someone that we're gonna be watching out for throughout the entire night, especially how good he looked there last year. But it's all about that draw. And Craig Satterley, when he found the rubber, man, that was his saving grace when he found that rubber. And I thought a lot of traffic he was done for. And even if Kyle Larson doesn't put a mud through the nose, I don't think we're talking about Craig Satterley winning on Friday night.
No, I have to tend to agree there with you, to be honest. I don't know. It's such a crapshoot anymore, no matter where Larson goes in anything, he's going to find his way to the front. And proved that last week with 2 wins in the midgets, and probably would have won at Williams Grove on Friday night had it not been for a failure. But I don't know, man. He's just entirely good. But I guess with the playoffs starting, we're not going to have to worry too much about old young money.
So I was gonna bring that up. Is there was a thread in Beer Hill today about Larson being done for the year in the 57 car. I don't know. But yet there's no something. I feel like something would have broke on Twitter if it was out there.
It technically did, and it technically didn't. I know a couple months ago there was talk that if Kyle Larson were to make the NASCAR playoffs, at that point, that's his job.
Yes.
And you can tell Mr. Hendrick is all for him racing, but ultimately, playoff time, if I'm Mr. H,
championships.
It's about a points championship and a NASCAR championship, and there's no really other way to look at it. I mean, now granted, some dumb luck, he has terrible luck, blows tires in the last 5 laps of every points race that he has the chance to move forward into the next round in, and he doesn't make the next round, then I think the 57 comes back out.
Let me play devil's advocate with that there. If he gets a win and locks into the next round, does the 57 come out then?
It's a possibility.
No.
I mean,
I hear Chris. I hear Chris's voice.
Yeah, this was part of the deal, and Kyle's talked about this throughout the season. Yeah, even back when he originally signed the deal with Hendrick. When it comes playoff time, he's a Cup Series driver. When he's no longer in contention in the playoffs or pre-playoffs, he can go play. I think the only way you see Kyle Larson back in that 57 car this year is if the performance falls off a cliff.
And I don't see that happening. I don't.
No, it's how
Unless
good
he literally
he's.
chokes. It's going to take a massive choke for that to happen, I think, boys.
Yeah, it's 100%. I don't foresee that necessarily happening, to be completely honest.
So I guess we're not going to have a Triple Crown winner done this year. I guess that's not going to happen.
Unless he's out of the playoffs.
Oh,
but I doubt that'll happen.
Right. And that is the only saving grace, like I said, I know Chrissy said no, but if let's say he gets locked in, all right, the week or two before Talladega, that is the final. That's the final cutoff.
Yeah, but
for the round,
if I'm Mr. Hendrick, I don't take the chance of Kyle getting hurt, even if I'm locked into the next round.
Right.
If I was Mr. Hendrick and even I guess now at this point Jeff Gordon, who's oversees pretty much everything at Hendrick now.
Basically, yeah.
I don't take the chance on letting my star, who has the best legitimate chance to win us a Cup championship, go out and potentially get hurt. I mean, hell, look at like stupid freak accidents a couple years ago. Rock came through the arm guard for Joey Sedana, broke his arm.
Mm-hmm.
Like little things like that. I don't want to take that chance, and that's just me personally. But I'm sure Hendrick Motorsports and Mr. Hendrick and Gordon see it probably the same way I do.
I would agree in a way. So, well, that kind of sucks. I really like to see if Larson would have came in here and see if he would have competed for the Triple Crown, but it's going to be nice in a way. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do appreciate Larson and what he does, but it's going to be kind of nice to be seeing someone else in victory lane when Larson is here. But in my mind, I want to see the best of the best here, and he is the best of the best, without a doubt. But
absolutely. But you have a lot of good drivers that already plan on coming in, and I think maybe it opens up the door for, say, a Brent Marks to win another one, or Sheldon Hodgshield's been very fast at the Grove. I mean, it's really all depends on who's here and ultimately how well you time trial, especially at Williams Grove. Yeah,
that's what it all comes down to, and we all know how the Natty Open can get sometimes, and you're exactly right. It all depends on how you come down in time trial. So let's move on now to Saturday night, where Adam, you were on the hill in Betchelsville, and Dougie Man Miller, first win since June of 2019 for the handler. I'm sure Puss Ass is going nuts.
Oh yeah, if a lap car didn't come into play there, Jeff would have won, hands down.
Really?
Jeff was damn near faster than Doug at the, say, last 10 to go. And ultimately, Jeff couldn't get around the lap car, and he made it very known to said lap car that, hey, you probably cost me a win. So
that's kind of rare, Jeff, to kind of get a little pissed off.
He was frustrated, to say the least. And I don't blame him. You could have doubled up on wins. You're now less than 4 weeks, less than a month away from the 76er, arguably the best or the most important modified race in the area in the month of September. It's one of my personal favorite events, by the way. Chris, I don't know if you want to. I put my name in. I'm sponsoring, I believe, Lap 22 for my photo gig. So I don't know if we want to pull some money together and do a Highside Hustle deal for a lap sponsor.
Oh, did you just see Do you see the comment that was down below? We will have a Highside Hustle lap, and we will be at the Sixer. I am so excited to get back to my first Sixer since 2016. I think that was the last Sixer I was at. Because then
You were at
when that bumped up.
No, you were there last year, weren't you?
16, I think.
I've definitely seen you at the Sixer previous.
Yeah, I forget when my last Sixer was, but yes, it don't matter. We're going to the Sixer. We'll be there. We're gonna have some fun. But a good, I'm just happy to see Dougie get the monkey off his back. Glad to see everyone with that 44 team get together too and get the win as well.
He was fastest in warm-ups too, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, hot laps don't say shit, but still.
Well, yeah, they don't, but usually down there it's a fair telltale sign of
good indication
who's fast and who's gonna not be so great throughout the night. But it was a good night on the hill. It started raining, like right after modified heats, but it wasn't a heavy rain. It was enough that if they kept cars on the track, if the rain didn't pick up and get any harder, they could have got the show in, and they did. They got from the time it started raining, they still had the crate heats to do, I think a conti or two, and then 3 features. So we're talking like 2.5 hours of like a drizzle, and they stuck it out, got the show in, and no sooner did they, because they pushed back victory lane and all that stuff until at the end of the night. No sooner did they finish victory lane, and it just
dumped,
absolutely poured. I mean, I love when tracks go above and beyond to get the show in, especially when you have a good field of cars and a great fan base that goes out and supports Granby Speedway on a weekly basis.
Yeah, absolutely. And glad on them, glad on the Rogers for getting that in as well. So I know it was a tough weekend, especially didn't know anywhere close to the Philly area, close to Jersey, was going to get anything in. I mean, granted, no, Granby's in PA, but still, with Henri coming up the coast, you didn't know what's going to happen there because you saw, which I was very disappointed, Bridgeport canceled. I was so looking forward to get down there for that super late model show and seeing what they would have done on the high banks. And they were going to have a good car count. I think they were going to have they're going to get almost a full field, if not close to probably 30 cars down there. Because I know you had the best guys going to come down there. You also had invaders like Max Blair, Kyle Strickler. I think Satterley was even talking about going down there too after his win Friday night. But, I'm glad they also canceled early enough that the guys can, all right, let's do a 180, go out to Sharon and get our asses kicked by Kyle Larson out there on Saturday night. But still, good on them for getting that done there. And, you mentioned on it too. I want to bring this back up as well. Jeff Strunk, great weekend for him. I believe that his win on Friday night, Big Diamond, goes into the coal cracker, which he has been very good at. And
yes.
Gonna be here, and I'm glad to see the Prelude pay $10,000. I'm very glad.
Yeah, how about that? I was pleasantly surprised with that, to be honest with you. And good on Big Diamond for putting up a good paying race before their crown jewel of the season.
Yeah, and I'm very excited for the Wrecker.
Me too. I think that's going to be a really good night. So I guess, what are your plans for the week there, brother?
Hold on. We got a little bit to talk about yet because we got what is it? Sunday rained out obviously everywhere. Sucked. I was looking to get down up to Bloomsburg for URC, but that's our 6th straight rain out. So we'll try again this coming Sunday.
Yeah, talk about a series that just talk about a series that just really needs to get a freaking race in, man.
The United Raining Club, that's what it's turning into, but
pretty much, unfortunately.
It does suck, but yeah, you know what? It is what it is. You can only do so much with that, but yeah, good. But at least we're running this Sunday. Sunday looks good, hopefully. But if not, we'll be at Babsky. Also, Trailways, glad to see them reschedule the Armament Wholesaler Shootout or Memorial Race for October 10th, which, by the way, is the day after the Outlaw show up north.
Oh, the Sunday.
Yeah. So could we see some guys come down and go to Trailways? And I thought either C Topper, he put this out there on when this canceled.
I don't think you're necessarily going to get any Outlaws stuff because I think don't they go back out west for like a week or two, something like that, and then eventually all dirt roads to Charlotte.
All dirt roads lead to Charlotte. Yeah, but I think they go like Indiana or something like that, or else they go like Kansas that weekend.
Yeah, I know it's something rather out that direction, but I can't remember exactly where.
If there's one team that's going to do it, I see Shark Racing doing it.
Yeah.
Just because they're right there in Hanover. It's
yeah.
Somebody's going to do it. It's going to be them, I think. But I'd like to see maybe a couple teams try and come in there before they go out west. I mean, what the hell? I mean, it's $5,000. Good paying show. I mean, they bumped this show up finally from a $3,500 to win show to a $4,000 to win show. Now it's $5,000 where I think it should be. And this show deserves to be as big as Trailway is a hidden gem in a cornfield in Central PA. And it is such a great race every freaking time the 410s are down there. And hopefully they can. Hopefully they can get this.
I was never there. I mean, I was kind of hoping to change that last weekend, but I guess it'll be after Outlaw weekend. Or no.
We'll be there October.
I won't be there.
Why? Oh, that's Super Dirt Week. Son of a bitch. Well, I guess we got to figure out where we're going to go.
So it's either an annual pilgrimage to New York or Trailways. One of them. And you've never seen a Super Dirt Week. You've never seen a Super Dirt Week, so
I never have.
I'd like to see at least one Super Dirt Week. Oh, I don't plan on going up for the whole week. I mean, I have.
No. We got to work, yeah, honestly.
No, I have Friday up north. Saturday I have a birthday party, and Sunday I'd be all for going up. I mean, I think they're starting a little bit later, but
so I wouldn't mind
nothing a little
shows. Hitting at least maybe Utica's, because there's a lot of talk about Brett Deo's Utica show up there on Tuesday night going against.
On Tuesday, yeah.
I think it's going against Brewer.
Yeah.
But so that's going to be. I just want to go up just to get the T-shirt. I heard they're going to be badass. When they come out,
I'm done. I'm done with T-shirts.
No, this is one you're going to have to go get. I think.
No, I'm done with T-shirts.
No, Adam. I will explain to you when we get off the air why you need to go get this T-shirt.
I'm done with T-shirts. I bought 15 of them in Knoxville, dude. I literally cannot put another single T-shirt into my drawer. Like Christina will have a canary if I order one more T-shirt.
You're gonna have to. I guess you're just have to start throwing her shit on the lawn then.
No, that's not an option.
Oh God Almighty!
You already know I'm in the doghouse. So.
Oh, I know you're in the doghouse. I know you are. Oh, that's your own damn fault. So anyway, So last night, went to Georgetown. Saw a great
how was
race.
That, by the way?
On a great race on a very rough track. I know they had a lot of rain down there the last couple days, but wow, I was not expecting that. Never have I ever seen 4 modifieds flip. Oh, Wayne Johnson just slammed the back of Casey Kane. I thought he was going around. Sorry, we got third vision up here. We'll cover that here in just a second as well. But yeah, I never seen 4 modifieds flip. I mean, that's 2 sportsmen and two big blocks go over, but still, I've never seen 4 modifieds flip in my life. And each one got progressively worse, and the worst I think was probably Matt Shepard's when he went ass over tea kettle, and that was rough. Oof. That was very, very rough, but it was a fantastic feature. And Billy Pouch Jr. comes up from, I believe, 7th or 8th. And somebody's in the comments.
That's good for him.
Yes.
And that's good for him, too, because he necessarily hasn't had the best of luck. at any of the Deo series shows, and not even like luck wise, just for parts wise. I mean, the lead in and blow a motor, or having a good run at Port Royal last year and freaking tearing down the catch fence
right into the wall.
Yeah, it's so good for him to kind of turn his luck around and finally get a win, another win on the STSS series.
Yeah, two out of the last 3 years of Blast at the Beach have gone to Billy Powell Jr. and that was fun. I really thought when Stewie started second that we were probably going to be talking to Stewie Friesen last night, but no, Billy is he puts it on when he needs to put it on there, and that was a very tricky track to figure it out last night. He got him on the restart, and it was a very, very fun run, very good race, and we did talk to Billy afterwards, and unfortunately, you know, as it goes here with me and my interviews here in National Racing Network, our audio got messed up. So obviously, yeah, it's great.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. So
we'll get there. We'll get there.
We will get. We will. We're having fun.
It's only our first year. Bigger and better things, onward and upward.
But hey,
can we give more motivational quotes there?
Can we give a shout out to Joe Toth out there getting his first career sportsman win last night after running the short track super series for 4 years? And the sportsman goes out and gets his first sportsman win.
Congrats! Good for you,
Joe Toth. That was good to hear because Joe's been working his ass off and trying to get that, but good on him.
$1 lattes at Knoxville this weekend. Shit, put me back on an airplane.
Yep, we're going back out. And you know what I was pissed about? They didn't have any Apple out there at the concession stands. None.
Well, they had plenty of Apple, just that there was whiskey with it. Wink, wink.
No. That was Crown Royal. Yeah, that is Crown Royal. True. I miss Grapples. very much. My kidneys feel better after having that with the cranberry juice.
It's literally just a Washington apple, essentially. It's cranberry juice and Crown Royal apple.
That doesn't exist. It's a grapple. Get it right. It's a grapple.
I could make one right now.
You won't. No balls.
That would have to involve me getting up and leaving the camera, which pretty sure boss man at headquarters there would probably frown upon.
And frown upon an establishment.
Iced tea and moonshine will do.
I'm on my porch rockers, and I had this peach white ale that Heather brought up for me last week. It's pretty damn good. I don't know where she got it at, but it's pretty damn good. I liked it. Very, very refreshing, actually.
Oh, God. So it's Peter this week?
What's that? Yeah, who do we have this week? Anyways, which one do we have this week? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, let's bring him in here for after. I got to give him a shout out here because he absolutely nailed the forecast last week for Henri and Fred. Ladies and gentlemen, Peter from the Weather Center is here. Peter, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you, buddy.
Adam, I just checked my driving license and it still does not say Rubright behind Peter. I've checked. I called the county clerk today and I was like, Alice, it's Peter again. Can you check my adoption papers? She's like, Peter, they're still not here. Alice and I on a first name basis now because I call her every day at least 3 times. Alice, are you sure my adoption papers?
I can't afford to adopt myself, let alone somebody else.
Adam,
hold on a second.
I will pay all the expenses. Yes, Bert. Hello, Bert. Wait, Adam, wait, Bert, for 1 second. Bert, 1 second. Yeah. Adam, in your burst Ernie impression, can you say, hey, Bert?
Please do it.
Come on, Adam, do it. Come out of your shell for 5 seconds, Adam, and go, hey, Bert.
Hey, Bert.
There you go. Nice. Go ahead, Bert.
Peter, my question is, who the fuck is Alice?
Alice is the Lehigh County Quarter of Adoptions, and I've been calling her 3 times a day to find out if Adam has submitted adoption papers yet.
So here's the problem. Adam went to the Schuylkill County courthouse, not the Lehigh County.
Oh, that's all you needed to say. That's all you needed to say. I will tell you this. We have, in the upcoming October 2nd Nice Tits Kickball Tournament benefiting for cancer charities, we have 2 sponsors and 2 entire teams of nothing but skook. And Adam, I shit you not. I'm sorry for those if they are offended by the foul language. I shit you not. One of them is a magistrate judge from Pottsville.
Oh.
So, Adam, you just contact, I can't say his name, I'll get in trouble. But if you contact, I probably said too much already. How many magistrate judges in Pottsville can there be? There can't be too many.
You'd be surprised.
In any event, if you get pulled over in Pottsville for speeding and fight it, when you see the judge for your speeding ticket, ask him about the adoption papers, Adam.
I think you need to there, big sexy. Oh God!
God. So what's the weather looking like, friend?
So it depends. We have, if you may have stepped out of your cave today, or the adoption clerk's office, Adam, you'll notice that it's very hot, very humid. It is stifling. Tomorrow is going to be worse. But today is pretty stable in the atmosphere. Tomorrow, Thursday, we're going to have a little bit of a front move through, and that's going to destabilize things, bringing a very, very, very good chance for thunderstorms and showers, which are now occurring in western Pennsylvania and the Midwest. If you were trying to race in Indiana or Illinois tonight, you're fucked.
Well, I currently have Kokomo on right now.
Can we go racing in Pennsylvania tomorrow? That is the question.
Eastern Pennsylvania has probably a 60-40% chance. 60% chance of storms, 40% chance of getting your race in. Storms and showers should be popping up after 2 p.m. But if you go out to the Midwest right now, you'll see a line, but a sporadic line of storms. So one area could be getting pounded. And, look, think of it like this. When all the husbands are at work from 9 to 5 and the housewives, the lonely, mistreated, neglected housewives are home, you might go to one house and they're perfectly content. You go to the next house, they're getting pounded. Yeah, it's kind of what the Midwest is like right now. One house is fine, the next house is getting pounded.
Peter, I absolutely love you, buddy. That is fantastic.
Oh, my God.
So
I knew where that was going to end up before you even said it. Oh, my God, that's fantastic.
Oh, God,
Look, there is an employment shortage in this country. The one industry that does not, or as Donald Trump would say, industry, that does not have a shortage of employees is delivery drivers. Listen, housewives have never been happier.
That's a proven fact. That is a proven fact.
That is a proven fact. I'm telling you right now. FedEx, UPS, Amazon drivers, there's a line out the door. And it's not delivering somebody else's package. It's delivering their own.
Oh, God bless you, Peter. God bless you. But hey, what's the rest of the weekend look like? We got a big weekend here in Central PA. Obviously, with the All-Stars coming in, we got championship night, a big diamond on Friday night. Granby's got another as we get ready for the coal crack, or not the coal cracker, the 76er, and then Bloomsburg. Can we finally get a race into Bloomsburg? Because I need a paycheck from URC.
Is Bloomsburg Friday?
Sunday.
Sunday's gorgeous. Forget about it. Saturday, Sunday, yes. The humidity goes away. We get more comfortable. The atmosphere stabilizes. Saturday, a very small chance for storms and showers. Sunday, right now, looks spectacular. If you had to pick a day between now and Sunday to go racing, Sunday'd be the day.
Oh, that is what we to hear, man. It's going to be they deserve a good race up there with URC, and I'm looking forward to that. And plus, we got the All-Stars in down at Babs on Sunday night as well. So that's good to hear, man. Good to hear. And,
tonight's a little iffy in the Midwest. As you get into Pennsylvania tomorrow, we're going to have some storms and showers. Things begin to stabilize tomorrow, but things can't be rolled out entirely tomorrow. But once we get into Saturday, after that front moves through, we get a lot less humid. Temperatures moderate a bit. And Sunday, of the two, Saturday's not bad at all. Sunday's going to be spectacular.
So we're going to drop some of this, ball sweat. The ball sweat meter is going to come down a little bit then finally.
Yeah, the ball sweat today, let's say, was 8.5. Tomorrow's going to be a solid 9.5. If you're an Amazon driver in the suburbs of Reading, you're probably a 10. And has nothing to do with the outside temperatures. It's the moisture inside. But then, Saturday's lovely and Sunday's spectacular.
Love to hear it, man. Love to hear it. Hey, tell us more about that kickball tournament you mentioned about a little bit earlier. Tell us a little more about that.
It is Saturday, October 2nd in Emerald, Lehigh County, Pennsylvania. Not far from the Scoop, not far. Well, it's entirely too close to Palmerton. but not far from Allentown, not far from really anywhere. You hop on the turnpike, you can get off to Lehigh or Allentown. You're like 10 minutes from the exits, either one of them. Well, no, that's a lie. Probably 20 minutes. And it's spectacular setting, 2 fields. We have 12 teams playing, 4 divisions of 3 teams. Each division plays for a different charity, a cancer charity. One of them is actually for a local woman who was recently diagnosed with cancer. So 3 teams are playing for her, one entire division. And in the interest of full disclosure, I have known her son for over a decade. Her daughter for over a decade. Her son-in-law for well over a decade. And when I found out that Michelle had this very, very rare form of cancer, not curable, but it is treatable, I decided instantly that one of these divisions, one of the charities or causes for 3 of the teams was going to be Michelle Lynch. So, yeah. We're going to be raising, look, as stupid as the weather is, as unorthodox as I am, and believe me, I'm so unorthodox, they won't let me anywhere near Jerusalem. But
no.
We deliver very, very accurate weather in a very, very sometimes off-putting manner. But that's why we have fans that we do and why we have the haters that we have. But when it all comes down to it, the weather has raised over the years over $25,000 for local charities. Our last softball tournament in July, we raised over $7,000 for local charities. Every year we do a Christmas drive for homeless children, for an orphanage in the Lehigh Valley. Every November we do a blanket drive for homeless people in the Lehigh Valley. 2 Christmases ago, we began making Christmas baskets and Christmas cards, hand signed by people, and we go to nursing homes because often people get put in the nursing home and nobody visits them, especially over the holidays. So every Christmas, we go out and deliver Christmas baskets and hand-signed Christmas cards with little messages inside to nursing home residents. So as shitty as we are on the outside, somewhere on this very black, dark heart of mine is a little glimmer of gold, and we give that up due to weather cares. So it's October 2nd, Emerald, Lehigh County, and we're hoping right now we're on track to raise about $10,000 for cancer causes.
That is fantastic. As somebody who's been affected by cancer myself, and I always try and donate to whatever I can with cancer research and all that. And man, I tell you what, it is awesome to see that you guys are the best at what you do. Our
softball tournament in July, one of the causes. One of the teams was Reading nurses. There's a group of nurses in Reading who work for Tower Health, and that's probably going to get them in trouble, whatever. The Reading nurses, we named a team after them. They've been fans for a very long time. They've helped us through all our Door of the Cure drives. That team actually won the tournament, and we raised almost $3,000 for the Angel 34 Foundation, which is a pediatric cancer foundation. And one of the fellas who was playing on that team has a child with cancer. So, I mean, everything, it was serendipity. It just worked out exactly how it should have. Even if they had illegal bats, and we're pretty sure they did, whatever. They won the tournament. $3,000 went to a pediatric cancer charity. And hopefully on October 2nd, we'll raise even more money for these 4 cancer charities. As soon as the teams step on the field, each charity is going to get over $1,000. And the better the teams do through the elimination process, the more money their charities get. Every player registration money goes to whatever team they sponsored. Whichever team they signed up for. So that money instantly goes to that charity. We have companies that step up and sponsor every single team. So that money, every cent of this, I should add, every single cent of the money raised goes to the charities. The weather gets nothing. I worked last week 101 hours at my real job. I support myself. The weather, this is not a this is not a money-making venture. Facebook doesn't even let me advertise, for Christ's sake. They don't even want my money. So the point is, the weather and the weather cares. The weather, first of all, is not a money-making effort. I spent so much money on the weather, it's ridiculous. But the weather cares. Every cent that we raise, and again, over the years, probably $25,000, every single cent that we get goes immediately out to the charities. For the softball tournament, for example, when a team would sponsor when a company would sponsor one of the teams, and each team played for a different charity, their checks were made directly out to that charity. We never touched that check. They wrote out to the check, we got the check, we gave it to the charity. That's just how we do it, because I don't want anyone to think, the Weather Cares is we're not making shit on this. No. Ask my accountant, my tax person in April. He'll tell you.
By the way,
with the money.
here,
Every money.
gentlemen, side note, you make sure you're cheering on the National Racing Network Bearded Tits.
The National Racing Network is sponsoring the Bearded Tits. And Chris, TNT something series.
Yes, the TNT series is sponsoring the ass of our shorts.
The ass.
The
So we have a
logo
company.
looks like a
So
bomb
National
going off.
Racing Network is sponsoring the Bearded Tits, and every team gets a company sponsor. But to raise more money for the charities, we put the asses of the shorts available for sponsorship too. So the TNT series has sponsored the ass of the Bearded Tits. And listen, I'm just thinking out loud here, but I think the last place I want to be is on the ass of a Bearded Tits.
Yes, I think that's the last place I want to be too. The ass.
Bert, Adam, listen to me. Emerald, Saturday, October 2nd, there shouldn't be any racing. You guys should come out.
We will try our best, but we will be Natty Open. That's
Where's that?
Open, but we will try our best.
And I have
Where is it?
a wedding.
Williams Grove, Mechanics
Williams
Grove.
A wedding? Whoa, stop. A wedding? Horny, you single girls? Bring them to the kickball tournament. Hi, I'm Clark.
Clark showed up tonight. Haven't seen Clark in a while.
Listen, BYOB, you can tailgate, just no glass containers. Come out, have a fucking reception at the kickball tournament. We're all for it. Look, I make the rules. Come out. Bring your bus, bring your limousine, bring the girls. Leave the guys at home, I don't care. But bring the ladies.
Oh, Peter, you're the best, buddy. We'll talk to you next weekend, man. Have a great week.
Hey, thanks for having me. Have a good week, boys.
Always, buddy. See you next week. Oh, my God. You better get those goddamn adoption papers in, or else he's going to have another fit next week.
Sweet Jesus Christ.
Oh, God. That is my favorite segment of the week when we get Peter on from the Weather Center. And, yes, folks, go check that out. Adam and I, it might be a little tough for us to get there with it being the Williams Cup National Open, and we'll be probably 3 sheets to the win there to make it to Palmerton, but we will try to make our way or some way there, and we will be a part of the Weather Center events, and go support them, folks. I mean, Peter works his ass off to get the Weather Center where it's at, and he does it all out of his own pocket. And in his forecast, like I said, I was blown away with how
accurately
spot on it
offensive.
was. Yes, but how accurately offensive it was when he with Fred and Henri. And I feel pretty good about tomorrow night. If he says there's a 60-40 chance to get that race in tomorrow night at Grandview, I feel pretty confident we'll probably get that in tomorrow night. He's been very, very, very good at that. So once again, thanks again to that. And Kenny Bruce, yes, I do need to experience Super Dirt Weekend. Good talking to you last night, man. It's been a couple weeks since I've seen you, buddy. And thanks for the help last night. And I always enjoy sitting down and talk with you. And we saw a lot of good racing last night down at Georgetown. And always a pleasure, my friend. We will definitely have you on soon. And I think we gotta talk to Kenny doing something for the Coal Cracker. We might have to. I mean, why not have
Better hurry on that one.
a couple of Skook boys do something for the biggest race in the Skook? Think about that.
Parking lot
We
party.
figure that out. So I've done it in less time. So we can figure
This
something
is
out
true.
there. So all right, boys. Let's get the hell out of here. I know we got to work in the morning.
Chris,
Yep.
what were you saying about a tribute?
Yes,
there?
we have.
Oh yeah, you have a story.
Yes, I do. I'm gonna flip the graphics over here. The racing world lost Robin Miller today. You've probably seen the tributes and a lot of that stuff, and people were being very, very nice. Read Marshall Pruitt's piece on Robin Miller, because first words the guy ever said to me in the media center at Pocono were, "Who the fuck are you?" Explain who I am, and he goes, "Hey, new guys, cool," and that was it. We were good. So long as if he was shitting on you, he liked you. It's if he ignored you that you were like, you really knew you were in deep shit somewhere. But my memory of Robin and where this becomes important for, quite frankly, everybody in the sport, standing on the grid at Pocono, I'm shooting some pictures looking down the grid right as they're about to give "Gentlemen, start your engines." He just grabs me like by the back of my collar and he goes, "Wait, stand up, stand up, stand up." I look over and I'm like, "What?" They give the command. 20-some Indy cars fire off, and he just looks at me and goes, "We have the coolest fucking job on earth."
Oh, that's badass.
That's
Yes.
awesome.
That is so.
Yes, we do.
Hey.
Whether you're
Hey.
reporting, writing, photographing, crewing, driving, whatever it is, let's not lose sight of the fact that this is the greatest fucking job on earth.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's get over the
We-
petty bullshit and have some fun here. He didn't pull any punches. We've already had our rant that we're done pulling ours.
Yeah. Hey,
We're
can you do me a
going to
favor,
tell good
Chris?
stories. Yeah, bud.
Can you go and find on I think it was Connor's Twitter or Facebook. He posted the video of the last wind tunnel, and I watched that today, and I laughed my ass off. Can you see if you can't find that?
Let me
And maybe-
see if I can get it here.
If you can, if not, no big deal. But I was laughing about that. But just getting to see the work that Robin Miller did, and just the kind of the stories I've been reading today is like, man, I tell you what, I think he would have been fans of what we are doing and how much fun we are having right now. We do have the greatest jobs in the world. I mean, this ain't even a job for us. This is our hobby. This is what we do on the side for fun. And man alive, is it the greatest? I mean, sometimes it can burn you out and beat you down to whatever, but there are moments where you look back and you see some really cool shit, and you're like, you know what? This is all worth it. This is really some of the cool stuff. And that sounds like the kind of guy Rob Miller was looking for, the kind of guy he was.
Yeah, I don't think I could have put that any better than you did that right there, Bert.
Robin was funny. He was self-admitted a stooge. It was one of those. He was one of those guys who he drove a midget poorly, had not a mechanical bone in his body, to the point that he was stooging for Jim Hurtubise back in the late '60s, and Hurtubise started throwing tools at him because he was holding a wrench, not anywhere near a race car. But just the fact that he had picked up a tool was offensive enough that Hurtubise felt the need to throw shit at him.
Holy shit.
He was good. He found his calling in the printed word, writing for the Indy Star for years and years. Miller was a character. That is for sure. But yeah, let me see if I can pull this up here real quick, and we'll try to close the show out with that.
I think that's a great way to close the show on that note, because I think the best part of that was you look on the lower third there on the name bar there, and it said once slapped by AJ Foyt at the Indianapolis 500 for criticizing his driving or something like that. It said, "Oh my God!" I'm like, "Oh, okay, well that's I guess that's a way to be remembered." Well, while Chris is looking that up, let's give some updates here. Right now, if you're watching Dirt Vision with the World of Outlaw NOS AJ Sprint Car Series, they're up at Grand Forks, North Dakota at the River City Speedway. Logan Schuler was quick time tonight here. They just did the dash redraw. Craig Kenzer won a heat tonight. I believe, who else was your heat winner tonight?
Wasn't necessarily paying attention.
I think Gravel won his heat tonight, and I want to say Hodenshield. Yeah, Hodenshield won his heat too. Tonight, as we're in the late model heat race. And right now, if you're over on Flow, right now they have the Bob Darling Memorial, which will lead into SmackDown this weekend. That's definitely a bucket list track. Emerson Axum making the most of his debut with Clausen Marshall Racing in the sprint car, right in the lead right now, as it looks like Robert Ballou's trying to get around Logan Seavey. That's not going to happen. So Kokomo is looking pretty racy right now. It looks like they're going to beat the rain that Peter was just talking about here. By the way, I want to throw this out here too. I was watching this up at work on Saturday. That Silver Crown race on Saturday afternoon.
The Bettenhausen.
Yep. Oh, and there's Alex Bright. Alex Bright. Oh, you can't park there. That thing is messed up. So yeah. So Bright looks like his. Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know if his night's done or not. We'll see. But Alex Bright just went around. But he made the feature. Good on Alex Bright. Wish Briggs would have went out. Really wish Briggs would have went out to see, have our two kind of big guys go out there. But unfortunately, it didn't work out for Briggs this year. Yeah.
We got the clip ready. Before we get to that, though, what's your weekend plans, sir?
So right now, it's probably gonna be following the All Stars until Sunday, and then so that means Granby tomorrow night, Williamsburg Friday night, and probably Lincoln on Saturday. I know there's some people saying about coming up north. I don't know. Kind of, as much as I love Lucas Oil Late Models, and I know it's a really big show, I'd rather go down and support Lincoln and the Kramer Clash. That's just me. But then Sunday, unfortunately, won't be at BAPS. We'll be at Bloomsburg for ORC. Finally, sadly, we're going to get back to racing this weekend. We'll be there with, I believe, with the Speedsters and the IMCA Modifieds going to be there this weekend. So I wonder if Stremmy's going to show up. Stremmy might show up then. We could. What do you got this weekend, buddy?
I think we're going to do Grandview tomorrow, Port Friday, Lincoln Saturday. Probably just take Sunday off to recoup and hang out.
Yeah, I think I'll do that probably starting Monday next week because, of course.
But I think Friday night I'm just going to go up and enjoy it as a fan and enjoy the Lucas Oil Series.
It's gonna be hard to beat the Twin 20s though. Plus, I've always a big Kramer fan growing up, so it's kind of hard to beat that race too. But we'll see. We'll see where the weekend take us.
I mean, Chris, don't get me wrong. The only night I'm going up there is Friday. I'll be back down to Lincoln on Saturday. It's been a minute since I've been down there.
Yeah, it's been a minute for myself there, and I might even go back down next Saturday night because Twin 20s down there next Saturday night. I don't think it.
Don't we have the Dirt Classic coming up sometime this month too?
Late September, yeah, right before Natty Open, I think. So that'll be that's coming up there. The month of actually, I think next week will probably be our month of money preview show and see what we can come up with because there's a lot of money on the line coming up here in the month of September, and I think people forget about that. Is that the World of Outlaws say they got their big month of money? Well, Pennsylvania, there's a lot of money up for grabs here. I mean, yeah, sure, you don't have 175,000 to win races. You don't have 150,000 win races. You have a couple 50 grand races, 75,000 grand win race.
And it basically all kicks off next Thursday at Bloom with the Super Dirt Car Series big blocks, which really excited for that show.
If you want to get technical, Month of Money kicks off this weekend.
Oh, yeah, that's true with the All Stars and the Lucas Oil stuff. Yeah, that's true.
Honestly, it's good to see the late models get caught in the Month of Money finally and included into it. They deserve it. Oh, Justin Grant's off the pace. Oh boy. Well, that's a shame. That's two bad runs in a row there for Grant because he had a good run going at Springfield, broke again here at Kokomo. So, all right, Chris, what's coming up on the National Racing Network this week?
We got some fun stuff coming up on NRN this week. Tomorrow night, Indy Pro 2000s in the virtual side. Friday, a triple header of stuff. We'll be down at New Jersey Motorsports Park for the opening day of the Road to Indy. They've got a big weekend coming up down there in Millville. Saturday is a quiet day. Sunday, finale of the Highside Cup Series, but that's going to be after we spend all day at New Jersey Motorsports Park for race day for the Road to Indy. Also Friday night, real world racing action from Linda's Speedway. Thank you to everybody who tuned in on Monday for our guerrilla broadcast from the West End Fair kart races. Modifieds, micro stocks, I think 13 classes they ran on Monday night, which was absolutely ridiculous, but did some pretty monster numbers. So thank you everybody who tuned in.
Good to hear, man. And I'm glad to see they got that in. I know you and Alex were talking a lot in the Discord. I was looking at the conversations there about if that was going to happen. I'm glad they stuck with it. I'm glad y'all got that in, man. I know Reading got a ton of rain on Sunday.
Yeah, it was pretty well a mess. The track was not terrible, but it was not great by any stretch either. It's the nature of basically hurricane passed through and dumped a ton of water on it. But yeah, they got it in. Great show. I think it was like $5,000 to win go-kart races. Pretty ridiculous. Wow. The payout was over like $18,000 for the night or something like that. for go-karts.
That's really good money for go-karts.
Yeah, that's
glad to see that.
insane.
It is. So, all right, folks. Well, we're going to wrap this up here with that clip of Rob Miller we just talked about from the final wind tunnel episode. Saw Connor Allen post that earlier. Thanks, buddy, for posting that. And that'll do it for this. We'll end it with that. So that'll do it for this edition of the Highside Hustle right here on the National Racing Network. Once again, folks, thank you so much for joining us and your support every single week. Thanks to our big sponsors here, sponsoring the ticker down below, 34 Motorsports. Go check out Sean and the crew over there for all your safety equipment needs. For your car or your driver suits, go check them out. Also, don't forget Fredericksburg Eagle Hotel over in Fredericksburg. Fantastic food, great wings. Just fantastic. Everything there is so good. Get you a chance to get out there. Thanks to Hot Shoe Racewear once again for the banners behind us here. I know this was hanging up down at the West End Fair in Reading on Monday, and nobody wrecked into the fence to take it down. So I'm a little disappointed at that because I would love to see the airtime like that. But hey, you know what? It is what it is. So, but once again, thank you so much for all the support, and we will be back once again next weekend or next Wednesday night at 8 p.m. with the Highside Hustle. We'll have interviews all weekend long with the All-Stars from tomorrow night until Saturday night. And if somehow, some way we don't make it to Bloomsburg on Sunday, we'll be about Sunday for those post-race interviews as well. So for everyone here at the National Racing Network, that's Adam Rubright, executive producer Chris Graham. My name is Bert Wojcik. Keep on hustling. We will see you guys next week on the Highside Hustle. We'll leave you with this clip of Rob Miller on the final episode of the Wind Tunnel. Take care, everybody.
Guess what?
Don't start.
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna hit you in the nuts. Did you hit your head when you were bull riding? Yeehaw! How in the hell do you practice a monster truck? Would you fly with Jack Roush? I learned from the best how to be grumpy. Milk a who? I'm going Sizzler. What do I got to do? It's a Sunday night. It's a wind tunnel. After I get fired here, I'll need a job. What's wrong with me?
Miller, that's a great question. What is wrong with you?
I've been hanging around racetracks all my life. No excuse.
Elaborate on that. We're in a reflective mood tonight. Tell us about the path that led you to this final episode of a canceled TV show.
Well, think about it. I've been watching racing for 50 years. I've been writing about it for 45. For the last 15, I've been on various television shows, even though I've got a face for radio. Drive midgets and USAC for 8 or 9 years. I got to be an Indy 500 pit crews. You don't have to tell me about how great my life has been. I understand when you can combine your job and your passion, it's very rare. But other than that, I think the other thing that's really been good about my life, the last 10 years here on Wind Tunnel, because you've given me a forum to help promote promising kids like AJ Allmendinger, Danica Patrick, Kyle Larson, but also give me time to reminisce about my buddy Jim Hurtubise, Bentley Warren, and Andy Granatelli. Now, you know I can't read a teleprompter. We've been over that. But I appreciate you letting me share this desk, telling stories, pointing out the good, bad, and the ugly of racing. But I really feel bad for the fans of sports cars, midgets, sprints, dragsters, motorcycles, and Indy cars because there's no more Wind Tunnel. It joins Motor Week Illustrated, Speed Week, RPM Tonight, and Speed News in the television graveyard.
Graveyard L, that's the Racing TV Hall of Fame. One last thing, I can't imagine you showed up here after this cynical life without some hatred in your heart.
Got a lot of hate. I hate the way ABC ruins an IndyCar race. I hate Michael Waltrip's act. The fact that nobody recognizes Scott Dixon on the street. I hate spotters. I despise the talking heads in NASCAR that scream and rave about a driver that's 15th having a great run. Hate the fact USAC's still a well-kept secret. I hate saving fuel. I hate the fact Phoenix and Elkhart Lake aren't in IndyCar schedules. I really hate paddle shifters. I despise those 10-lap cautions for towing.
But let's not leave it on such a down note. It's our last show. There must be something you still love about racing.
Well, I love the Chili Bowl. I love having lunch with Koonsman, Poncho, Merle and Gary Benthausen, the Big Bopper, Bubby Jones, Steve Chassie, Bill Vukovich, hearing their lies every Friday. I love midgets and sprint cars on dirt cars. And most of all, I love calling Dan Gurney and Parnelli Jones in the middle of the day on a Tuesday just talking about the old days.
You know, Miller, I think actually your life turned out okay. Thank you for everything, and happy birthday, Parnelli Jones.
80 years young tomorrow, oldest 500 winner. Thanks, Rufus.
With that, I want to bring in a guy I've been fortunate